What's going on, everybody? GemMint here. Happy Wednesday. Today we're going to review the Ultimate Black Panther issue number 2. If you guys caught my review on issue number 1, I kind of felt like it was a little slow. I felt like it didn't really do anything new with the character. Like, this is a brand new universe. You could do anything you want to, but it felt like your typical Black Panther origin story. Now, this one kind of picks up a little bit. It plants this seed of a cool idea that I would like to see them explore. So let's jump into the review. If you can, if you're on your phone, hit the like button on this video. If you want to see more comic reviews and omnibus hauls and statue unboxings, consider subscribing. All right, guys, so this is written by Brian Hill and the art is by Stefano Caselli. We get the synopsis here, reminding us that the maker has curated this new universe. He's used time travel to prevent the superheroes of Earth from becoming heroes, essentially messing with their origins. But what they didn't account for is that Black Panther T'Challa is not really a superhero. He is, or was, the prince of this rich nation in Africa. But they did successfully murder his father, T'Chaka, making him king, which again is kind of par for the course when it comes to Black Panther lore. The maker also put together his own council of these evil people to basically run all these different nations in the world. And there is this team of Ra and Khonshu, who are collectively known as Moon Knight, who has seized control of Africa, all but Wakanda. And that's what we saw in issue 1. They are now trying to infiltrate Wakanda, and that led to the assassination of the king. So this one opens up and we see T'Challa is stressed out. His wife, Okoye, the queen, is talking to him about the state of Wakanda and how the people are scared, and they're not so much scared to go to war. They're kind of scared on what their king is going to do. They're scared of T'Challa. It shows them arresting people in the streets, trying to find out the mole. Who is the person responsible in Wakanda for leaking information to Moon Knight, Ra, and Khonshu, which led to this assassination? Okoye tries to assure T'Challa that she has his best interests at heart. She will be the one to counsel him, but he wants to go to the Voodoo Khan to seek guidance from them. Now, what Okoye says is kind of true. They're more concerned with the prophecies more so than his actual well-being. And they prophesize this woman made of light and the fact that he will have a child with her. Now, we know this person is probably Wind Rider. It's this version of Storm that we did get a glimpse of. She's running around with Killmonger, fighting against Moon Knight. It's so weird calling them Moon Knight, but stay with me here. Now, the fact that T'Challa and Storm, a very powerful mutant with T'Challa, will have a child and what that could be, that's the part that I felt was very interesting about this, and I would love to see them explore that more. Then we shoot to the outskirts of Wakanda. We can see Moon Knight's forces battling the Dora Milaje, Shuri playing the guy in a chair, for lack of a better term, keeping T'Challa informed as he lands his Black Panther ship down on the fight, which is giving me Thundercats vibes, but I dug the Black Panther ship. Very cool. Comes through, sweeps away a bunch of the enemy forces. Then we get a shot of Ra and Khonshu, again, Moon Knight, and they're talking to the Wakandan spy, the person that's feeding them the information. We don't see who they are here, but at the end of issue 1, I feel like it was the other member of the Dora Milaje, I can't remember her name, that was trying to get Shuri on board with this whole go to war thing. So they're speaking with the mole. They're frustrated that they haven't been able to take over Wakanda yet, but the mole is kind of saying, hey, didn't I give you the king? You killed the king of Wakanda. You're welcome. But Moon Knight, they know that they have to deal with T'Challa now. This was a pretty cold scene too. So they're talking back and forth, Ra and Khonshu, asking, do we trust the spy? And they're saying, of course not, they're a spy, but I trust they want Wakanda to fall. So for some reason, they know this spy has it out for Wakanda, and they're going to use that person to forward their plans to appease the maker. So at the war room, T'Challa speaking with his council, realizing that they're really just hitting all the spots that are rich with vibranium. They're not really taking hostages or anything like that. Moon Knight just wants to get the resources, which makes sense. I mean, that's why most of these nations want Wakanda, because of their resources. And that's where they figure out that there must be a spy within their ranks, because they're giving them the information on exactly where they need to hit to get said resources. They also give an explanation on why this person may be a spy, and they're saying because Shuri, they're not in this room. They're not part of the roundtable discussion, and that's why they're pissed off, and that's why they're going to overthrow their country and their government. This video is brought to you by Ninja Funk Bad Music #1. Following the battle at Ninja Funk Dojo and the capture of BB, Bad Music retreats to their headquarters at the Nexus. With the love of Laser Wolf's life as irresistible bait, there's no doubt in Queen Bad's mind that her nemesis will come knocking, and she's ready for him. Will Laser Wolf, JPG McFly, and Wolfgang see the trap for what it is, or run headlong into disaster? Find out in Ninja Funk Bad Music #1 in stores April 17th. So they're able to pinpoint where the enemy forces are holding up in Africa. They are camouflaged to their surveillance, but they can see the animal and wildlife patterns and that they're all avoiding this hot spot. So Black Panther wants to take the war directly to the source. Knowing that there's a spy within their ranks, Black Panther wants to go at it alone. He wants his council, he wants his forces to protect the people he loves. He wants them to protect Okoye and Shuri while he goes and handles the threat head on. So T'Challa hops aboard the Panther plane with Shuri in his ear. She wants to be there fighting by his side, and he's telling her, hey, you're with me. You're literally my eyes and ears. And as he says that, boom, signal's lost. A missile attacks Black Panther's Panther ship, and he crashes to the ground. So now he is literally alone, cut off from Wakanda, from Shuri. He gets surrounded by enemy forces. They're opening fire on him. And he's using his suit, obviously, to repel the bullets. And then the woman made of light shoots down from the sky in a flash of lightning. He looks up. He sees the Voodoo Khan's prophecy right in his face. And it doesn't show this, but I'm assuming it's love at first sight when he sees this African goddess with lightning all around her floating in the air. And that's where this issue ends. So a little bit more happens here for me. I love the idea of, I don't know, I always like the idea of T'Challa and Storm hooking up. And the fact that they could have this superpowered child, I'm interested to explore that. Otherwise, it's kind of run-of-the-mill stuff that we've seen before with Black Panther. His father dies, he becomes the king, Wakanda's at war with enemy forces. Now, I would like to see who the mole is. Again, I think they kind of foreshadowed this in issue 1. I just can't recall that person. They had the conversation with Shuri. It's enough to keep me going. You know, Black Panther issue 2, not bad. We got issue 3 coming out in April. Ultimate Spider-Man issue 3 comes out this month. That's the one that I'm super excited for. Ultimate X-Men 1 is already out. I did a review on that. The community is torn. And I think what I would like to say about Ultimate X-Men 1 is that it definitely is not an X-Men book, but it was a great armor story. It was a great kind of manga-inspired comic book based upon this mutant that I don't really have much history with. And I'm glad that they did it with a character like that and not a legacy character, because then you have the problems of like changing this and changing that, and that's not how that person would act. With Armor, I don't know anything about that character, so I don't really know how they would act or react. So I did enjoy it for what it was. Wasn't a great X-Men book, but it was definitely a nice mutant story. But that's Black Panther issue 2. I got a couple of other comic book reviews that I want to do like this, man. Symbiote Spider-Man 2099. I got to check that out. I have The Last Ronin 2 issue #1 that I really need to read and do a review for. Transformers 6. I wish I was doing this when Transformers kicked off. Maybe I'll get caught up with like the first 6 issues in like the trade paperback format and try to continue to follow the Energon universe, because I've been reading all that stuff, but I haven't been reviewing it. Let me know what you think about Ultimate Black Panther 2 in the comments down below. As always, I appreciate you guys watching, and stay minty fresh. Peace.